Hello and welcome to BobCAD-CAM. Today we're going to compare the profile feature on our older interface software and V37. Let's get started. First, we're going to look into geometry selection and part definition. To select your geometry on prior versions, you have to press Shift, click on one of the lines and confirm. Then it's necessary to define the top of the part, which is going to be a 1/4 inch negative, and the bottom of the part. Once you do that, you have to go to the Start Point section, modify it, and enter the starting position and the direction of your cut. Now with the chain direction defined, you can go back into the profiling feature. To define your tooling and parameters in V37, you right-click on Machining Setup, access and select your geometry. You don't have to press Shift. The system automatically understands the chain, making it easier. Then you can define the start position by clicking directly on the chain area, and you can pick the top and bottom of the part. Everything is done in the same dialog box without having to click around. Let's continue with tool definition. In V37, you have access to your tool library and tool crib at the same time. You can filter by diameter, radius, flutes, or other parameters. For this example, we're going to use a 1/4 inch tool, and the system will filter to show only the tools that are 1/4 inch. We'll select the standard tool and drag and drop it. Remember, in V37, you can drag and drop several tools at the same time into your tool crib. You can also modify your tool on the spot, reassign the tool holder, or even assign speeds and feeds directly to the tool in the tool crib. We're going to pick a tool and press OK. Now in our older interface, you do not have access to the tool library in the same dialog box. You have to open your tool library, look for the diameter you're searching for, press OK, and if you want to add more tools, you'll have to add them one by one. Something our customers requested and we integrated into V37 is the ability to add tabs. This is useful if you want to hold your part so it doesn't fall down. You can use the default tab settings or manually define them. The system will create tabs automatically, and you can add lead-ins and lead-outs, which is helpful for plasma, laser, and water jet operations. In our older interface, there is no option to add tabs to your profile features. You would have to break the geometry and manually create tabs. Now let's go to patterns. In V37, we're going to use side roughing. You have the option to define it by step over or remaining stock. We'll use remaining stock and set 3 passes. The method will be zigzag, so it circles back and forth. We'll compensate to the right-hand side and apply these settings to all operations, ensuring that finishing toolpaths share the same parameters. For the connection between passes, we'll use an S-link to reduce tool friction. In our older interface, you also have the ability to do side roughing. We'll set 3 passes and remaining stock to 1/4 inch. We can compensate to the right-hand side, but we do not have options for zigzag patterns, S-links, or to apply the same parameters for all features. Now here's a big difference when it comes to multiple steps. One common complaint about our prior versions of BobCAD is that when performing multiple steps, the system moves the tool up and down to the clearance position after every pass. In V37, you have the ability to minimize retractions, keeping the tool down between passes. This significantly reduces machining time and tool movement. Next, let's look at lead-in and lead-out. In V37, you can create circular lead-ins with added ramps. For example, you can define a 1/4 each ramp value along the Z-axis. You can also specify the radius, angle, and length, giving you far more control. Additionally, you can set the lead in and lead out to be in the same location or at different points. In V37, if you're cutting several parts, you can define a machining sequence. Options include closest, no sorting, X direction, Y direction, custom direction, or optimization, especially useful when working on hundreds of parts. This option is not available in older versions of BobCAD. Now let's look at advanced features. Advanced feed rates are a critical feature in V37 that allows you to control feed rates during lead in, lead out, and corners. For example, you can slow the tool down 1/8 of an inch before the corner and reduce the feed rate by 30%. This can be divided into multiple sections, reducing tool wear and improving machine life. This advanced control is not available in our unsupported versions. To finalize, let's pick an 1/8 of an inch tool to finish the part. We'll filter by flat tools and select one for this operation. The filter is a convenient way to sort tools in seconds. Another feature in V37 is MDI, Manual Data Input. This allows you to insert custom G-codes or commands before or after tool changes, or after each operation. It gives you greater control over the post-processor without needing external support. Now let's compute the tool path. As you can see, both tool paths look very similar. However, when we run the backplot in V37, you'll notice the tool reduces the feed rate as it approaches corners. This avoids tool chatter and enables faster feed rates on straight lines. In our prior interface, you do not have the ability to backplot. You'd have to run a full simulation, and there's no feed rate control. Additionally, you can clearly see how the tool keeps moving back to clearance positions after every step, which increases machining time. Thank you so much for working with BobCAD-CAM. Hopefully this video shows you the major differences between V37 and our older systems.